Hey, it's Hunt. You found Hunt on Saints. We're talking black and gold football. Do us a favor. Hit the like button, share your comments below, and hit that subscription button so you can get all of our content. Enjoy.
Sharief, how's Kansas City?
The weather's nice. Barbecue. I got a lot of barbecue. I'll never eat barbecue again. Other than that,
Are you a brisket guy, ribs guy? What's the preference?
burnt ends and brisket.
Okay. I can't
That's it.
I can't complain with that. That's quality stuff. All right. How was the environment inside Arrowhead last night?
You know what? I know people probably can agree to this. I felt like outside it was like an LSU tailgate. Inside it felt like Tiger Stadium. It's like a professional college football atmosphere, and it's fun. It's nice. It's just out in the middle of nowhere. If you've never been to this stadium, it really is a sports complex. Kauffman Stadium's right next to Arrowhead Stadium. It's far away from everything, and it's just straight tailgating. There's nothing to do after you tailgate, get in the car, and go home.
And they usually win, which they did last night. What was the biggest storyline in the game for you last night?
Well, that first drive was an abomination. I guess, Derek Carr decided, the Royals game was going on, so he wanted to throw a pop fly. Stupid throw, stupid decision, just like he said after the game. But other than that, man, I thought the defensive line getting beat by Kareem Hunt was absolutely surprising to me. I could not believe that they were getting gashed for 100 yards by Kareem Hunt yesterday. I mean, not in that the time of possession, 40 minutes to 20 minutes. That's a big reason why. The defense just not all that great. Crossing routes, drag routes. I mean, Juju was killing them. Kareem Hunt was killing them. Travis Kelce decided to wake up. It was just all together, and it is a nightmare of a game.
To me, one of the storylines was the Chiefs are without, their three top wide receivers with Hollywood Brown going down. I mean, we know the injuries at this point, and they were able to still sustain great offensive play, doing things a little bit differently, check downs and short passing game and running the ball with Kareem Hunt. The Saints have issues with missing guys on the offensive line, and they aren't able to adjust to that and create any consistent offense. One organization's a championship organization, the other one is not, and that's kind of what it looked like to me last night.
Oh, they were outclassed, outcoached, outplayed. It wasn't even close. That score could have been a lot worse. They were 2 of 7 in the red zone. They could have thrown 40, 45 or 50 points on them if Patrick Mahomes really wanted to. I feel like they weren't really trying to run up the score on the Saints. They could have done it if they weren't playing around too much, but it was certainly being outclassed, outcoached, outplayed. Anything you can think of. I mean, Mahomes in person is even better than on TV. I mean, a guy's a magician, and there are a couple times I'm like, all right, yep, that Saints aren't stopping that. Yep, Saints can't stop him. It was just like an amazing thing to watch in person to see what he can actually do with the football in his hands. And that play by Kelce, the lateral, I mean, you've seen it before. It's even worse when it happens to the team that you're covering. I mean, I was just like, it was 2nd and 34, screen to Juju, then the pass to Kelce on 3rd down, and he flips it off to Pirine, and eventually they push across for the 1st down on 4th down. But it's just stupid plays like that. You cannot allow a 2nd 34 to become a 1st down a few plays later. It's just an aging defense versus, maybe one of the best quarterbacks of all time already.
What does your gut tell you about Derek Carr's injury?
My gut tells me he's going to try to play through it, like he always does. He wants to play through a lot of his injuries. And I think it's for him to say it hurt after the game, because most of the times if he hurts something, he's like, yeah, I'm fine, I'm good. So last night he was like, yeah. He's like, it really hurts. I couldn't go back in there and do what I wanted to do, and I needed to get an MRI on it. And I was just like, maybe it's a little bit worse than he thought, but I bet you he tries to gut it out and play.
If he doesn't, and they've got to play Jake Haener for a week or 2, what does that mean?
Not great. It's going to be ugly. I mean, it is what it is. It's not going to be pretty if you're running one of your backup quarterbacks. I would say consider go signing somebody, but I mean, who are they going to sign at this point? There's no Joe Flacco just hanging out. He's with the Colts, so they're in a bad spot, man. This is just, I keep saying, it's just an aging team, man. The injuries have been an issue in a lot of different areas, important areas. This roster isn't built for long-term success, and they've got to figure it out after this year, because they're running into an issue that, isn't going to play out into their favor.
I mean, it sounds like you're ready to kind of toss the towel in on this team and almost this era. Am I reading too much into it?
Yeah, it's getting close, man. And I know like it's hard to say that after a Chiefs game, but I mean, just thinking about what's happened the last few weeks and how like a lot of mental errors, but also like you can start to see the age start to happen with this team. I mean, it's just, man, I'm getting close. Give me like 3 or 4 more games, and I can like really like get a better feel on where this franchise is really heading. But right now, it's not a good feeling, considering like started hot and it's now really starting to fade away.
Well, how much could that change in terms of this week with a home division game? That all of a sudden, I mean, theoretically, if Carolina were to beat the Falcons and you won, you'd be tied for first in the division. I mean, is that worth discussing?
It's worth discussing for sure. I mean, it better change this week. Whoever plays, it doesn't. I mean, it does matter if your quarterback's Carr or not. But your back is starting to get against the wall. I know it's like saying that you're sitting at 2 and 3 after 5 games, but it just doesn't feel right. Just doesn't feel great, man. You go from 91 points the first 2 games to not many points after that. It just really hasn't been pretty offensively just to watch what's going on. I mean, I can't really blame a lot of it on defense. Yeah, they've given us some explosive plays, but man, offense is certainly trending the wrong direction now.
I mean, look, the Saints were the toast of the league 3 weeks ago, and now it feels a lot different. Does it feel different in the locker room? I mean, obviously, you had a chance to talk to some of the guys after the game last night.
No, I mean, they're going to stay even keel because knowing it's early in the season. Now, if this was the last 3 games of the season and this is happening, then they're probably feeling like, all right, this isn't a great feeling. We're in trouble. But NFC South isn't necessarily all that great once again. NFC as a whole doesn't just feel like it's a great, conference this year, and there's probably not really that one great team. And I can't say the Vikings are the great team, but maybe a switch comes on. Maybe eventually they'll wake up this week against the Bucs. Then it's a short week against Petty Payton. I mean, those are games you have to win. If you can't win these 2 games at home, and we're probably talking lights out.
What do you think the environment will be like on Sunday?
It's going to be a bunch of unhappy fans again. We're getting back to where it was last year. You could just tell the stress and anxiety and the unhappiness is there.
Are people excited about the Pelicans?
Yeah, they are. I mean, look, they got a nice taste of it at 12:30 on a Monday inside the Smoothie King Center. I didn't get a chance to like really keep track of it, but I just kind of took a look on Twitter. I saw that Ingram didn't play, but DeJounte, Zion, and Daniel Tyson, all the rest of the guys played and looked pretty solid in the time they played. So at least there's that coming up on October 23rd against the Bulls at home in their opener. So, hey, maybe the Pelicans can maybe do it this year. But don't I tell you that every year?
Yes, you do. That's why we have you. We it's the highs and the lows. We've had the highs with the Saints and the lows, and it's only October the 8th. So there's still more to get to, but we'll talk about some of that next week. Safe travels back to New Orleans, and we'll talk next week after Saints in Tampa.
All right, man. He'll get me on a nice short week after this next game.
There you go.
I'll be ready to go.
I have no doubts. It's Sharief Ishaq, WDSU, down in New Orleans, covering the Saints and the Pels, actually up in Kansas City currently, but giving us all the news from down there in the Big Easy. Hey, it's on. Thanks for watching Hunt on Saints. Before you leave, help us out a little bit. Hit that like button, leave your comments in the section below, and hit that subscribe button so you get all our content right here from Hunt on Saints. We'll see you next time.